please be sensible. Please don't live off pizza and chips. But also, if that's what you want to do, you are well within your rights to do that.
Just Work Tutoring.
Hello everyone, Joanna Wilson here for day 8 of 20 days to plan a YouTube series of daily vlogs where I tell you the lowdown on all things to do with academia and the education system. Today we are going to be talking about the differences between A-levels and university and how you can properly prepare for those differences over the summer. I have split the differences, much like the uni checklist video, go check that out if you haven't already, into academia and lifestyle. So the differences in what we learn and how we learn it, and the differences in our life when we go to university. So if we start with academia, the first thing I want to talk about is lectures versus lessons. So as you all probably know, when you go to university, you learn in the form of a lecture rather than a lesson, which is how you would have learnt at school doing your GCSEs and A-levels. So a couple of differences between lectures and lessons. Lectures are much more fast-paced and there are many more people. So essentially a lecture is a lot of people, up to 300 even, listening to someone at the front talking. Now a difference between that and a lesson is you don't really have the opportunity to ask questions throughout the lecture. Some lecturers let you do that, but most do not. And also you don't have the opportunity, I know when I was in A-levels, I certainly said stop, or can you just leave that slide on so I can write it down, or can you just do this, can you just do that? You can't do that in lectures because there is so many of you there and they're essentially just telling you the information that you need to know. Following a lecture, you will get access to the material, so I often find you have to take around half an hour to an hour after the lecture to fill in the gaps that you may have missed as the lecture is going through, and to also make sure and consolidate any knowledge that they have gone through. But yeah, it's a completely different learning style and it does take a couple of weeks to get into the flow of how you like to learn and how you like to make notes in a lecture. Another difference between A-levels and university is writing essays. If you've done potentially English, history, RE, things like that at A-level, then you may be used to writing essays, but those sciencey subjects, we very rarely have to write an essay, potentially one in the entire of our A-level. This completely changes when you go to university. For most subjects, you will have to write essays, whether it be as coursework, as assignments, or in exams. And learning how to structure those essays properly is key to the success in those pieces of work. Now, structuring essays is a question that's asked time and time again. So what I will do is I will make a separate video like this video if you'd be interested on essay structure and how to write your essays at university. But just to prepare you for that, you will have to write more essays no matter what your subject is. At university, there is a massive emphasis on independent learning, much more than A-levels. You rarely get set homework as such, and a lot of the work that you do is off your own back. Don't have a structured timetable, you don't have a regimented timetable every week, so it is down to you, get the Just Work academic planner, to sort out your entire life. Be prepared for doing things off your own back, and be prepared for knowing how much you need to do and how much you want to do to succeed in your degree, because that is entirely up to and down to you. The last thing with regards to academia that I'd like to talk about is revision strategies. Now, I found for myself that my revision strategies massively changed from A-level to university, and not only that, but throughout university, depending on what's called on you in the exam, will depend on how you revise. So it's not just rote learning the entire of the A-level spec anymore, because your degree is sort of left open-ended and it's up to you to do research into different areas, to do extra reading, to speak to professors, to extend your knowledge in a way that suits you. It's nice because you can start to learn and you can start to revise and get to know more information about the things that interest you the most, which is one massive pro of university. You cannot learn everything. It is physically impossible to learn everything. Whereas at A levels, you could literally learn the entire spec, back to front, inside out, upside down. University, it's not like that. We choose what we want to learn. We hone in on the areas that interest us most, and we'll use different revision strategies whilst we're doing that. So those are the 4 things that I'd like to talk about in terms of academia and how that is different between A levels and university. I've also got 4 things with regards your lifestyle when you go to university that may be different from A levels. So the first one of those is money. Going to university will probably be the first time you've had to handle your own money to live, and you've probably had a bit more money to work with due to student finance than you ever have before. Apply for student finance really, really early. It is important to ensure that you've got your money before the academic year starts, because you're going to need it. Also decide where that student finance money is going to go. I personally spent my student finance money mostly on my accommodation, and then my parents helped me out with my living costs and things like that. Decide what that's going to be for you. Decide if you're going to get a part-time job, if you're allowed, how you're going to fund yourself, and how you are going to budget. I have known so many people that blow their whole student finance and are in their overdraft within 3 to 4 weeks of going to university. Don't be that person. Plan wisely with your money and use it as a test for the real world and for real life. The next lifestyle difference between A levels and university, I would say, is friendships. I always like to say university is the first time you actually get to choose your friends. Now, you might think, well, I chose my friends in school and I chose my friends at GCSEs. Ultimately, you could only really be friends with people in your year at GCSE and A levels. So as much as you chose the people within your year that you were close friends with, that was capped and that was bounded by the 100 to 200 people in your year. At university, there are thousands of people from thousands of backgrounds and thousands of personalities, and this is the first time you actually get to be like, yeah, you know what, I want to choose them as my friend, and the other people you probably won't even see. So this is a really exciting opportunity, not only to make new friends and meet new people that are from all over the country and all over the world, but really choose the people that are right for you and that make you happy. And it's one of the most exciting times of your life, and to be honest, the friends you make in university will be the friends that you have for life, I can guarantee. Hobbies, sports, societies. I would say get involved in as much as you possibly can, whether it's a sport you already do and want to continue, or whether you want to try something completely new. University is the perfect place to do that. And if you can think of it, your university will have a society for it. You often find out about these team societies, hobbies at a place called the Freshers' Fair. Most universities have them, and that's where they advertise all the fun stuff that they've got going on. Write your name down for as much as possible, even if 3 years later you are on the email list for the Quidditch team and you have never once played Quidditch. It's cool to get involved and dip your toes in the water for lots and lots of things. This is another branch, another exciting place to make new friends, to meet new people, and you often find that you'll have like a course group of friends, a home group of friends, a sport group of friends, and that's brilliant. The more people that you can exchange with, the more people you can get to know, the better. Make sure it allows you to still be able to complete your work on time and still be in a place where you can have time for yourself, where you can relax, where you're getting enough sleep. But yeah, I would massively recommend doing that. Cheerleading changed my entire experience at Cambridge University, and I don't think I would have got through it had I have not cheered and had I have not had those cheer gals to get me through. The last factor with regards our lifestyle is food. Now, much like money, it's probably the first time you've cooked your own food, you've bought your own food, you've decided on what food you're going to eat. Please be sensible. Please don't live off pizza and chips. But also, if that's what you want to do, you are well within your rights to do that. What I often find is people go one way or the other when they go to university. They either only know how to cook oven food and fast food and put on a significant amount of weight, or they don't really cook, they don't really eat, and they lose a significant amount of weight. I would just say focus on your goals, Focus on what makes you happy. Food is fuel, remember, so what you are putting in is what you are getting out. Fuel yourself in a positive way, and yeah, be sensible. You'll learn as you go. You'll learn if you like to cook, you'll learn how to cook, and you'll learn what foods you like best. So there you have it, my top tips and differences between A-levels and university and how to prepare for them. I really enjoyed this video, guys, actually, and talking about the differences, figuring them out myself and how I coped with them. I'll see you tomorrow for day 9 of 20 days to plan. We're going to be talking about gap years for tomorrow's video, which again is what I'm really excited about. I'll catch you then, keep smashing it, and remember, anything is possible if you just work. Bye!